Welcome to First Wing, a Fourth Wing podcast.
I'm Brianna, and this is the start of my fourth wing journey.
And I'm Kendra, an experienced dragon rider here to help this first year. And just a quick note, this book contains explicit content, including swearing, sex, violence, and death, and so will the podcast. This particular next two chapters does have violence and talk of death.
Yes.
So today we're discussing chapters 7 and 8.
Yeah! Okay, I'm gonna just for 1 second jump ahead. The end of chapter 7 had me laughing for like a day straight. It was so funny. I'm gonna point out the exact interaction that just killed me in a good way, but
That's great. Okay, cool. Well, it starts out with this very interesting information at the top where it talks about no more than 3 cadets carrying rebellion relics may be assigned to any squad of any quadrant.
Yep.
And then it also talks about marked ones assembling in groups of 3 or more will now be considered an act of seditious conspiracy, which I had to look up, which means like talk of rebellion. It's basically like causing a rebellion, and is hereby a capital offense.
Right. So, I had so many thoughts.
I'm
First
sure.
of all, it says 3 or more, which means 3 would be too many. But then,
Yep. I'm sure you made more notes as we went through this chapter because obviously 3 is okay.
Right.
From everything they say in this chapter, 3 is okay. So I wonder if this is just a typo.
Yeah, does the author not know what 3 or more means?
Sorry, Rebecca. But it's more than 3. That's just how it is.
Yeah, or like maybe because 3 just barely hits the not okay amount, it's like usually left to slide, but that just doesn't sound right.
I don't know. But if anyone who's listening to this actually knows the answer as to why this says 3 or more, and later you will see that like they're okay in groups of 3.
Right.
Then let us know because we would love to know.
Yes. So I wrote, I kind of get this. Like, I kind of get why these rules were put in place. But 3 or more, that means only 2 of them could talk. I was like, that's stupid.
That's true. That literally means only 2. If it's, wow, yeah.
But whatever. It isn't the case, so fine. And then, I just want to say, just based on this alone, I just wrote, this is going to come up with Xaden. Yeah. I just knew it. I was like, this is so going to come into play with him specifically. And it really does in this exact chapter.
Yeah, very fast.
Yep.
Okay, good. So yeah, this chapter we start out with Violet is on this little mission to find poison.
Yes.
Right? So she explains where she's going. She talks about this river that she's going by.
Yeah, and this is the river, from looking at the map, is the one that runs, like, under the college. I guess not under it. In between the college part that's just for the writers and then the other college building where Violet has been living this whole time.
Right.
And on the little map of the college, it didn't say what the river's name was. So I didn't really realize this until I looked at the big map.
Oh.
Okay. And then I was like, oh, it must be this river. So,
interesting. Yeah, and I guess a first year fell into the river on the downtime. I mean, after everything.
Okay, again, quote from my notebook. What a dumb way to die in this place.
So sad.
After everything, you fall into the river, just like getting too close to the edge. God.
No, definitely not what I was expecting.
No.
Okay, cool. So she's out. She's mentioned she's snuck out for 9 nights. And it says that challenges start next week. So obviously, again, that's what we were talking about before. The last one was an assessment sparring.
Yes, which
yeah,
I didn't really get, but now it makes more sense.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense because they talk about sparring and then they talk about challenges, but there was only one sparring that was assessment, and then the challenges aren't called sparring, they're called challenges. So which one's sparring?
So sparring just in general is that practice fighting.
Okay.
So all of their all their practice fighting, which you can see later in this that they help each other, they train each other. That's all sparring.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, and then challenges are like literally you win against or you don't. And obviously you'll find out more as we go, more what that means to the squad, but yeah, it's not the same as sparring.
No. Okay. Well, that clears that up. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so she mentions she's counting out these trees. You had a note here about the grass being trampled underneath and that it was odd. And that's interesting because I never noticed it. It says, so she finds the trees, right? And then it says, lucky for me, the lowest is easily climbable. And then mentions the grass oddly tramped underneath. So I guess that's interesting. I never noticed that.
Yeah, I said this is ominous for sure.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that's a throwaway line.
No, but do you think it's just from what we find out just a few minutes later?
Yes, this is their constant meeting spot.
This is their meeting spot. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's under her poison tree.
Right. Before that, we do have this line about how their squad, Violet's squad, is the only one in the quadrant not to lose anyone. So I wonder if that's a little bit of like Dane being so good at his job, kind of, at least when it comes to like protecting her, and maybe is that influenced by him at all?
Interesting.
Or just a
He's
coincidence?
the squad leader.
Yeah.
And it's their squad. I mean, I say that says something good for Dane. I like it.
Yeah. I thought that
Yeah.
was cool. I was like, not bad, Dane, not bad at all.
Give yourself a pat in the back.
Also, I was so dumb for like, okay, when she mentioned the poison, I was like, I don't see how poison's gonna help her. She's gonna like, I think they're all gonna notice if she injects someone with poison. But then before the reveal happens, I said, unless because she knows ahead of time who it's gonna be, she'll poison them ahead of time. Obviously, that's exactly what happens. But I was like, I don't really see the point of the poison. Stupid.
Right. And that's another thing, too. She says, this was the reason I brought the Book of Poisons with me.
This
Yes.
is the first time they mentioned it's poison.
Yes. She said it was a book about killing people, but she never said poisons. And so when I read that with you, I was like, oh, do they ever say it? And so here they say it.
Yes. And then in the beginning of chapter 8, they actually have a quote directly from that book of poisons.
Right.
So then you know for sure.
Nice. That would be a good trivia question. What is the name of the book that she brought across the parapet for her? Maybe we need to write trivia for this as we go.
And then we can host it at the bars nearby.
That's right. We love trivia. We're like super trivia nerds. It's fun. Okay. So yeah, so here we go. She's climbing up. She talks about the faunally vine and how it's poisonous and stuff. She's having a little bit of trouble here, the bark scrapes her palms, all kind of stuff. But she gets it. She gets these purple berries. She puts them in an empty vial in her satchel, and she's coming down the tree when something happens.
Yep. And I just said, I knew it. I knew it. I knew something was going to happen. And then, boom, we find out it's Xaden.
Of course it is.
Again, my note was, fucking course it is. And I was like, I called it. I called all of this. I mean, in parts, but like I knew this like gathering with people thing was going to happen. And then, of course, something was going to happen because the ominous grass markings or whatever, just all coming together.
Yeah. I'm going to just make a little side note here for everybody. Probably if you've been listening to our podcast from the beginning, you'll notice suddenly we have really great sound because we have a new microphone. But also this really nice new microphone might be picking up other sounds because we do have my husband and my other daughter in the house. So we apologize if there's any background noise, but we're getting there, right? It's little steps.
We're learning how to podcast.
We're learning how to, even though we've actually done a whole podcast. But hey.
Yeah, but we're getting better at podcasting.
That's right. Okay, good. All right, so yes, Xaden shows up. It's not just Xaden, though.
No, it's not. It's
There's
a whole group.
That's right. And she realizes, is it right here where she realizes, yeah, they all have rebellion relics. And she also, because she's Violet and she knows everything, she knows this is a capital offense.
Yes, I always assume that every single little bit, the blurb at the top of each chapter is something that she has directly read. Like, it's not just from a book. These are all things that Violet herself has read with her own eyes. I always assume that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great assumption. And we'll see if anything doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Like, if there's any that's obviously that's not the case. Because we'll have to see. Because I've never thought about that before.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, and she also you can see she's also looking at Imogen and wondering if Imogen and Xaden are a thing, which I thought was kind of like, are you
Why are you thinking
yeah,
about that?
why does it matter?
We
Violet.
we definitely get the vibe that Imogen does have feelings for Xaden.
We do get that
And
vibe for sure.
not just the vibe, like it's written right there. It's like she blushes, her voice softens, like the whole 9
I
yards.
don't remember saying blushes, but yeah, I remember voice softening. We'll have to see. Anyways, yeah, so this gathering is happening and she's, actually almost immediately gives them like it could be harmless, right? Like she literally doesn't want it to be a problem, which I thought was kind of cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's sitting up there and not sure what she's gonna do, and she's thinking about how she should probably tell Dane because it's the right thing to do.
And I instantly thought it can't be the right thing to do. I don't know why, but like the way that was written, like, I have to tell him it's gonna be the right thing to do. I was like, no, it's not. It's not gonna be the right thing to do. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't.
And she goes back on that like the next page.
Well, it doesn't make her happy. Like she literally gets nauseous about the idea. Like she's like trying to talk herself into it. So it's kind of interesting that she, immediately doesn't want to.
Even though it seems like it should be the right thing to do. Okay, once again, Harry Potter. In Harry Potter, they say that he has really good instincts and he should always trust his instincts. And I feel like she has this same type of thing when it comes to right from wrong. It's like, it's more than just she knows right from wrong. It's like an internal compass that like she can't even ignore if she wanted to. That
Right.
just like seems to know with certainty like what would be right and what would be wrong. And it's kind of crazy. Like it's kind of crazy. Like even in the challenges, she just kills no one.
Right.
Which is good, I guess. But also like I don't know, like she's really trying not to kill anyone. It's just crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Your Slytherin side almost showed there. You were a little bit like, I mean, everybody
Some
else
people, yeah.
everybody else is doing it, Violet. Okay.
But I
Okay.
guess no one she fights is like seems directly terrible. I wonder how she would feel like fighting Jack. I wonder if she would have the instinct of like he should die because he's just out here killing people for fun.
Right.
I don't know.
We'll
How
have to
deep
see.
does that compass to go?
We'll have to see. Okay, yeah. So they start talking. They mentioned that they lost a couple people already.
Yeah. Yeah, those people have weird names. I almost thought they were places. I started looking at the map, like,
Oh, that's funny.
because I thought they were talking about like we lost these places that we were trying to like get into the rebellion or whatever.
Oh.
And then I was like, wait, I think these are people.
people, yeah.
All these names are so
Sutherland, this is probably last names, and I know there's a famous actor with last name of Sutherland, and then Luperco. Yeah, these are last names. These
Yeah.
are not first names, and that's probably why they're just different. Okay, good. So she starts going down closer to try to get close enough, but not let anybody see her, right?
right.
And she specifically mentions Zane's back is turned to her. You made some kind of note on that?
Yeah, my note was he's definitely gonna be the one that catches her because she was saying like anyone could see me, well, except for him because his back was turned to me, and I'm like, nope, it's gonna be him. Absolutely, it's gonna be him. And this is crazy. I'm gonna jump a teeny bit ahead because during this moment, she says she purposefully moves into the shadows, and if I had to guess, it was that exact moment she moved into the shadows that Xaden knew she was there because we learned that his signet is like shadow control or whatever.
Right.
So I think that he wouldn't have sensed her if she had stayed in the moonlight.
Interesting. Yeah.
But someone else could have seen her. So I'm not saying that would have been the right choice, but it's just funny to think about.
Well, in this case, it was not the right. It's better that no one else saw her, as you know
Yes.
how it ended. Yeah.
Very much so.
Okay, good. So yeah, basically they start talking about how they want to, how's everybody doing, and just helping people, and like it's obviously just a meeting that is like we're not getting a lot of help from Navarre, so we're gonna help each other whichever way we can.
Right. And not only that, they mentioned that they've already lost people. And by lost, like those first years have already died who are a part of their
Group.
yeah, a part of their old movement or whatever. And
Well, these are the kids
yeah.
of the people who were part of the rebellion.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess we could just, we don't know what each of them actually feels about the rebellion, I suppose.
Well, yeah, especially because I don't know if we heard an exact date of when it was, but these guys who go in the first year, I think, are 20, right? So they were, if it was some years ago, then they were young
I
kids.
Because you brought this up, I'm gonna jump to my notes about
Okay.
that. Because I noted that it's crazy that every year more and more of these kids are being forced to join. I noted that I get it more for like the older kids who were still the kids of these guys, but maybe on the older side. They might have been more like indoctrinated into whatever their belief system was that made them rebel. But the young kids, like you're telling me it's every single child ever of these rebellion leaders that are going to have to go into this program where a bunch of them are going to die. Like, it just seems like there should have been an age cutoff, like 5 and under, minimally. But it doesn't seem like there is an age cutoff.
Right.
It's pretty messed up. And also, where are these kids living now? Like, where do they live before they go here? I don't know. Back in their country, maybe? But it kind
Questions will be answered.
Yeah, I assume so.
Okay.
But I'm very curious, are they, like, did they all get, like, adopted into families? But that sounds awful, because I think those families wouldn't treat them well. Oh, I'm just concerned. Concerned for these kids.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, any nice person would be, right? It's
Like
crazy.
Violet.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because she literally mentions here she doesn't want to find a single thing about Xaden admirable, and yet here he is being all annoyingly admirable. I love how she says that. Or thinks it, but
It's
and then she calls him an asshole for it.
I know.
And
It's such a losing battle. Like, she's trying so hard. But he's just too hot.
he's too hot, as she definitely told us in the beginning.
I know.
So he starts asking about, like, what are people having trouble with? And then there's some people that are having a hard time with hand to hand. So that's like the sparring, right? And brings up like Garrick. I mean, they say that Xaden is the top fighter, but he says Garrick is basically the best fighter. And Imogen is right there with him. So that we learn that Imogen's really good, which, it should make Violet feel better since she kind of got her ass handed to her by Imogen.
Who also used her powers, though.
She did. It was very rude of her.
Sounds like cheating.
I mean, is cheating. I mean, Imogen would be a Slytherin. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
started this Harry Potter thing and now it's like in my head. Anyway, so he's like saying, okay, 2 people. And this is where the first note about group of 3 is confusing and is against what the top blurb of that chapter is, because he says a group of 3 won't draw any unwanted attention. So obviously it's more than 3 that's a problem.
Yeah, I think it really just a slight writing error.
Yeah, it's got to be. I just, unless, like I said, unless someone has some more information, but right now it's an error. Right now that's how it reads. And then we get this one smaller first year that sort of flips out a little bit with some nerves and, which, hey, listen, I don't blame this person. Oh, him. It says his. But he's like, I'm having a hard time with the fighting, the death. Someone's neck got snapped right in front of me, which...
Oh, Jack just out here.
He's already ruining things.
Yeah, he's just seriously terrorizing everyone. Not just Violet. I mean, he's literally killing other people. But, God.
I know. And then Xaden handles this very interestingly. What did you think?
I was like, wow, I really messed up who's the tough it out person, didn't I? It's definitely Xaden. He's the one who's like, if you can't make it, you might as well just jump right off into this river. Like,
just lay
down.
Yeah. Give up now, because I'm not going to put my time on you if you're, feeling like you can't make it.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is fair, because, I mean, he gives her advice later about how to handle Jack, and it does seem to be the better advice. And I think that in this context of this place, that really is the best way. Which is why I thought Dane would be like this. I had more faith in him, because this is the right attitude, even if it's harsh.
Yeah. Right, yes, because there is no other choice. You're either going to die or you're going to live, but like more than just any other normal life. And so you either work your butt off to live, or what are you doing?
There's no backing out of this.
Exactly. So he basically gives his whole speech. Oh, you learned this guy's name is Bodhi, and he calls him cousin, right? Did you make note of that?
Not really.
Okay, well, he calls him cousin. His name is Bodhi. There you go.
I assume that there's relatives in this. They're all from the same province.
Right.
I'm sure there's people related to each other.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Xaden, gives his little not really pep talk. His basically, I'm sorry, this is the hard, cold truth. Oh, yes. So you made note of this, and I was wondering if you'd pick it up, but of course you did. One of the writers says, it's not that I can't keep up, but the information, she's talking about Battle Brief, the information, ... and Imogen's like, yeah, that's a tough one. And then they were like, just keep what you know, but recite whatever they tell you to. So what is that? What are we getting from this? What's your thought?
I just was like, the information what? The information what? Finish your sentences!
Conveniently, she doesn't.
And I wondered, like, if somehow, like, Xaden knows she's there, doesn't want her to know too much, maybe. Like, maybe he sent, like, a little, like, shadow shiver up that guy's spine so he didn't finish his sentence. Because I was like, come on! But I don't know. All I wrote is the information's wrong, I'm guessing. What information's wrong? I don't know. About the wards? Maybe. About Poromil? Maybe. That's all we really hear about in Battle Brief. They don't really talk about the rebellion. If they were talking about the rebellion in Battle Brief, then I'd be like, okay, well, that's obvious.
Right.
But it's not so obvious.
Nope, it's really not. Okay, good. This is where we get the Imogen, the way she's looking at Xaden softens her eyes, her mouth, her whole posture.
So there's basically blushing.
Blushing. No, it's just saying that, like, normally she's cruel and vicious. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, fine. It's not blushing, but it's a very, very obvious sign.
I mean, it is. It really is.
And I'm like, as if she needs another reason to hate Violet.
Aww.
Because, when Xaden and Violet end up together, she's gonna be pissed. Oh my god.
Oh man. So many things I keep in my head that I can't put out. Okay. So,
how funny would it be if they just don't end up together?
Oh yeah, like there's no Xaden.
Like half my
Xaden and Violet is all not a thing. It's all in your head, Brianna. I don't know what you're reading.
Everyone would be like, "What is she on about?"
Like, I never picked up on that.
Oh, I did see a few more notes I made about what this information that they know that we don't know is about.
Mm-hmm.
I just got distracted by Imogen being such a bitch. I'm just kidding.
Or flirting, one of the two.
Same thing. I'm just kidding. So these are my thoughts. Do the Separatists know what the writers from Poromil are looking for? That's a possibility. Were they working with Poromil like I thought? I made a note a few chapters ago, like, maybe they were working with them or wanted to join them, and that's part of what's going on. Maybe. Also, I feel like we're definitely getting the vibe that the people in charge are not being very good and honest. Right? Because they don't seem to be telling us much of everything if these Separatists' kids know more than the actual good standing citizens of the country. So
my lips are sealed.
It's just really feeding into like, sounds like they're lying. Sounds like they're doing something not good. Also, if the kids of the Separatists know things that they aren't supposed to, is that why everyone's trying to low-key kill them? Like, the system is set up for them to fail because, like, it would be too, I don't know, suspicious to just kill all these innocent children. But they're like, we'll basically just kill them this way, but no one will ask questions. Because if the people in charge know that they know this stuff, that could be part of it. But maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know that these kids know these things they're not supposed to. I don't know.
Yeah. Good questions.
Yep.
Was that it on that?
Yes.
Okay, good. And then he's like, any other questions? And then someone says, when do we get to kill Violet Sorrengail? And then we have this whole, like, Imogen's basically like, yeah, when do we get to have our revenge? And, brings up that Violet's mother is responsible for the execution of her mom and sister. Just got said. It's not just her mom, which is interesting. I missed that last time. But Xaden's kind of like, you know what? She's mine, so I'll handle her when the time's right kind of thing.
Right. And I think it's very clear that he doesn't say kill. He just says handle. I'll handle her. He
Very true.
never says kill.
Very true.
The only time he says kill is when he finds her and is like, I might have to kill you after all.
Right.
But that sentence, the way he says it, makes it pretty clear that he wasn't going to otherwise. Just saying.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you notice here though that Garrick was kind of like, hey, it was her mom that did this, not the daughter? Yeah,
Yes.
he sort of had a little bit more of a like a logical viewpoint about it.
I mean, I literally wrote, like, you guys are all hypocrites.
Right.
Like, what? You guys are all out here like, oh, we're being punished for our parents. And it's like, and yet you want to kill this girl because of her parents? She did nothing. Anyways, ridiculous.
Right. Exactly. All right. And then also, it gets brought up that like Violet's also here in the same death sentence as us too. You know what I mean? It's not like anything's any different.
It's not like she's getting rewarded and like,
No. I mean, yeah, she's not getting any special treatment.
no.
Except for maybe by Dane. But that's different.
But that's just a personal connection. I mean,
Yeah.
anyone in here could, I mean, they are all helping each other.
Totally.
It's
Exactly.
not any different.
Right, exactly. Is this the first time they bring up Lilith's name?
This is
No.
the first time that it's like, okay, we're definitely sure that that's her mom. But also, we were pretty much 100% sure anyways. It
Oh,
could have been
really?
like her aunt. Because earlier, it just said like something was written by someone named Lilith Sorrengail.
Oh, I got it. So we knew the General Sorrengail was her mom, but you're saying that we didn't know if Lilith, I got it.
Also, it gave me the opportunity to bring up a little bit more about Lilith because I feel like I did a bad job last time I mentioned like the history of Lilith. So then I did a teeny bit of research.
On the name?
Yeah, because Lilith isn't in most traditional religions. It's more of like a side story that some people believe and has its own myths wrapped up in it that she was actually Adam's first wife. So before Adam and
Oh.
Eve, it was Adam and Lilith. But that she was disobedient and she was basically like a strong woman that wouldn't conform to Adam's wishes and then, depending on beliefs, got sent to hell with Lucifer as like punishment, but instead they just end up like in love and it's pretty chill for her because Adam sucked anyways.
Is this like the very first fan fiction ever written? Like instead, it's like a Bible fan fiction?
I don't know what all the sources are from,
Okay.
but that is the general what we believe Lilith to be is a first wife of Adam, but she was too strong-headed and just couldn't conform to like this perfect image of a subservient woman and so was punished and sent to be Lucifer's wife.
Interesting.
Yeah. So she's in some myths she is still bad, like she's associated with infant death, which is very interesting considering who almost died while pregnant with Violet.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes she's like still a bad person,
Yeah.
but generally she's just like a strong, independent woman.
Interesting.
Yeah.
For some reason, her name reminds me of the Queen of Vampires. And there may be a book I read where the Queen of Vampires was named Lilith. I'm not really sure.
It's a common name in these
Like-
types of stories because it's just a really cool name and it holds like this myth behind it and it's fun.
Nice. I love that. That's great. Okay, good. So they mention her brother, Brennan, and that, she has as much cause to hate us as we do her.
Yeah. And not just is that mentioned, it's mentioned by Xaden, which makes it seem like he's more on the side of like she shouldn't be punished from her whatever her mother did. Also, she's also here against her will. I want to mention, not only is she also there with them, but it's not like she volunteered for this.
Yeah.
Just like them, she's here because of her parents against her will.
I kind of got the idea that somehow they know that because of the way Garrick said, like, seems like she's already suffering the same fate.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
How
but anyways.
widespread is that? Maybe it's just they can't imagine she'd be dumb enough to join on purpose.
I feel like everyone knows that she wanted to be a scribe. I feel like that information just, because, the professors acknowledge it, like it could have just been spread around. So they may know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, here on the threes, groups of threes, they mention, okay, go back to bed and go in threes. So obviously 3 is okay. Anyways, again, right? So then she sits there and waits and waits and waits and says, oh, good, there's no one here, and climbs down the tree and then
We can't say she's stupid. She tried her best.
I know.
She waited and everything.
Yeah, she really did try her best, but he is there. Xaden is there.
And yeah, called it, knew it, saw it coming. It was like, yeah, for sure. This is not going to just end like this.
Right, for sure. And this is right where we find out he commands shadows, which is really cool.
Quite a cool signet. Definitely very bad boy signet. It really just all feeds into his character for sure.
Okay. You mentioned that he mentioned I might actually have to kill you, and we already talked about that.
Yeah, the phrasing of that really seems like he wasn't planning on it until he caught her.
But I think he really appreciates, I mean, like, her response is just like, okay, fine, get it over with, which I just love. And I bet you he does too, just because, like, you know, she's just like, she's not being one of those little, you know, like, whatever, weak or whiny or whatever. She's just like, okay, fine. If you're going to do it, let's just do it now.
Yep.
Kind of like, I'm sick and tired of waiting for this, you know, which
Yep.
is great.
I love how much she calls him an asshole. It's so funny.
That's right. I know, totally. And she does this great thing here where she flips the daggers past his ears, and then he's like, you missed. And she's like, why don't you step back and see? And then he discovers that she actually had great aim, and he acknowledges it, right?
Yeah. I was like so, like the way this was written, I was confused for like a minute because it's like, why don't you back up a couple of steps and test that theory? And then it says curiosity flares in his eyes, but it's gone in the next second, masked by cold, mocking indifference. I was like, I don't understand why she's asking him to back up. I don't understand what his reaction's about until the very next line. And then I was like, oh, but I couldn't understand. I was like, oh, I missed? Well, back up, then I'll hit you. That's what I thought she meant. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
That's funny. Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense until you get that she literally on purpose, you know, went right there so close to his ears.
It's a cool trick.
It
That is
is.
a cool trick. Although I don't, if she really thought she was going to die,
Why didn't she just kill him?
if she has that good of an aim.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
because
a
of her
thought.
compass. It's her compass. She knows. She knows that he
Makes me
doesn't
wonder if
want to
he
die.
knew as they were coming towards him that they were gonna not hit him, you know?
Otherwise, he would have
He didn't
deflected
even
them.
deflect or anything. He didn't try anything, so I'm not really sure about that. But that's when he says, "You look all frail and breakable, but you're really a violent little thing, aren't you?"
Oh,
And
God.
gives an appreciative smile. That's such. I'm sorry, but that to me that is such a flirt line.
I said, I think I already love him.
Perfect.
I'm like, oh, man.
You're like, this is where it's all gonna go downhill from here. We're gonna just all fall in love with him with a
Yeah.
line like that, man.
For real.
So yeah, and then not only does he say that sexy line, but then he says that his shadows take the form of fingers and pluck the daggers from the tree and bring it to him. And she's just like, oh my goodness, this guy is like not just a shadow wielder, but like super powerful. And he's a third year, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So he's had a couple years to practice this for sure, which is great, but still that's pretty good.
What are the I just thought about this right now.
Oh no.
But what are the chances that his shadow power is going to come up when they sleep together?
What are the chances?
Probably pretty high.
Mhm.
Because if I was writing
If I
this,
was right, yeah.
I'd be like, oh, what a cool trick. So I guess we're going to see.
Totally. We will see for sure. And I love how she says, I hate how beautiful he is.
Do you know what he reminds me of reading Percy Jackson? He reminds me of like the Angel of Death, who's just like cruelly beautiful and like he's not mean, right? Like Death isn't mean, he's just inevitable, right? Powerful, inevitable, and dark, but not a bad person.
But he
And,
was
like-
very beautiful. And I think they even compared him to Cupid
Right.
because love and death are on the
Are, like-
opposite sides of the coin or something like that. He says something like that. But as you guys can see, we're not only Harry Potter fans, but also Percy Jackson fans. So you get some cool little references here if you have read those books.
Yeah. And then his like shadow abilities. I mean, like, come on. Isn't he like the Angel Death? It just really seems like it.
I mean, I never thought about that before, but what a great idea for sure.
Yeah, love it.
Okay, yeah. So he actually goes and offers up the daggers. Oh, yeah. So here he's giving advice about Jack Barlow, And he's like, you should show that little trick to Jack Barlow. And then offers his daggers over. And she's a little bit like, I mean, she's expecting to die at this moment, or at least have to fight him, which she's not sure how she's going to do because he's so powerful.
Yeah.
But he's just handing her back her daggers and giving her advice for Jack Barlow.
Yeah.
He mentions that Jack Barlow is obviously vowing to slaughter her, and thinks that maybe if she uses this trick, he might think twice about it. Which I think is some sound advice, right? Dane.
Yeah, shut up, Dane.
We'll get there. We'll get there, but come on. Because it's like, maybe if you don't look so weak and vulnerable, then he'll think twice about it because, that's his whole thing. Like, oh, you're weak. We need to get rid of you. You know what I mean?
Which is crazy because, like, she's not even in his wing. So how is this affecting you? Go away.
I don't know. He had a vendetta. How do you say that word? Vendetta from the beginning and whatever, but yeah, no, anyway, so yeah, this is great advice. Thanks, Xaden. And then she again, for some reason, decides to bring up him wanting to kill her again. Like, I feel like, is she trying to, like, make this happen by continually saying it?
Yeah, shut up.
Right, like, do you need to remind him? She's like, oh, why, so you can have the honor to kill me? I'm like, what? Why are we reminding him? Why don't you just, pretend you're friends? Come on. Anyways.
She'd be like, thanks, that's so nice. I appreciate your advice. I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to leave now and think about doing that advice tomorrow. Thanks, Xaden.
Yeah, and then just turn around, walk away.
Right, totally. But no, instead, he does have to ask this question. He does have to say, do you plan on telling what just happened here, what you saw, right?
Yeah.
And she decides no, because she's like, you guys aren't doing anything wrong. You're helping each other out. It's a good thing. I'm not going to tell anybody. And then he looks like he's trying to see through me being Violet, and ice prickles my scalp.
Right. Those are the shadow hands, like, tickling her.
The shadows are, like, weaving into her brain. But yeah, no, he's like, interesting. We'll see if you keep your word. So he's kind of surprised her, right? That she's actually not gonna just be a good little two shoes, daughter of a general and best friends of this, guy who follows the codex exactly. She's not going to do that. She actually can think for herself, right?
Yeah.
Which is great. And then I love this line. Now get back to bed before your wing leader realizes you're out after curfew. And then I don't know why.
You're my wing leader.
Why did she say that? Obviously, she should have just laughed. That was a joke. Obviously, he knows that she's her wing leader. Is that the one that made you laugh?
It's so funny. I loved it. I think that line is for our benefit. Because, like, what if you've forgotten that he's her wing leader?
Maybe.
But it's just so funny. I like repeated it to everyone. Even people who haven't read this book. I'm like, you're not gonna get the context, but this was so funny. Let me tell you what happened.
That's so cute. I mean, it's also kind of cool because you get a little bit of Xaden humor here. Like, you're like, okay, he has some, humor bone in there.
Yep, he can be funny.
He can be funny. And that ends the chapter for us.
Yes,
she goes back to the dorm with her satchel full of poison.
Yes.
Or loose ingredients for poison.
Yep.
Okay, good. Now we're on chapter 8.
Yes.
And here's this little blurb from the poison book that you mentioned earlier. It's called Effective Uses of Wild and Cultivated Herbs. Wait a second. How would her sister know this is a killing book? This can't be the book.
No, she didn't know. She said, and what's this book about? And Violet said, it's how to kill people. And she said, good, you can keep that one.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, she didn't say, like, oh, this one's fine. It's about killing people. She didn't know that.
Okay, good. So yeah, there's just a little note here about, the use of poisons. Did you have some thoughts on that?
Yes, I said, okay, with this blurb, I changed my prediction slightly. She's going to poison them ahead of time, but with perfect timing for them to get the effects while fighting. And then I noted that will also still bring the tension. Because what if she doesn't get the timing right? Which is obviously, like, the premise of this entire chapter.
For sure.
Basically. Because otherwise it would be too boring to read if it was just really simple and easy and fail-proof.
I mean, exactly. And also it's talking about, like, the mass of the individual. So, I mean, she only finds out, like, the night before, maybe? I can't remember when she says. So that's a short period of time to figure out how to do this, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we also assume that she's read this entire book more than once, has an amazing scribe memory. So, I mean,
she should know what she's doing. Yeah.
She doesn't get it perfect, but
It's still hard.
But she has had time to prepare, and she should know each of the poisons pretty well. But when it comes down to minutes, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's a very close window. They need to be feeling the effect, like, right as they start fighting. That's a really close window. And how timed are these challenges? Is it like she knows it's like 10 a.m. on the dot is when
Well,
it's
she
gonna
knows when
start?
the challenges are starting, but how does she know when she's going to be called up? Yeah, no, the timing is not perfect.
No, but how could it even be?
It wouldn't be. There's
It's-
no way, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless when she looks, we'll have to look at what she says, but when she looks at who she's challenging, she might see that she's like number 5 in the challenge. They may have it in the order, which obviously, how long does this challenge? One might last a long time, one might be over fast.
So she has to pretty much average them out.
Yeah.
Or if she has seen them fight before, she might get a better idea.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, the fact that she's even more often than not gets it right is crazy impressive.
Do we get that far for you to know that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
This
So-
chapter...
This chapter covers a lot.
This chapter ends with her about to fight Xaden.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. So here she wakes up. She's getting ready. She's heading out because she has this early period, whatever you call it. She's on kitchen duty. So she has to get there early, obviously, because they have to feed everybody breakfast. She notices that Rhiannon is not in her bed and makes this comment about, well, at least one of us is getting a few much needed orgasms. And then notices also other people are like either in each other's bunks or whatever. And just kind of makes note that the curfew is not obviously being pushed.
Right, except for by Dane. Because he's a little stuck-up boy, even though he was totally off sleeping with a wing leader in his first year.
I mean, okay, fine. He says something that sounds like something, but was she a wing leader in the first year? No.
Yeah, because that's how he knows that they stick really close to their rules. And also why she hasn't been mentioned one time this whole book is because she must have graduated, because wing leaders are third years.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, he says something and blushes. He doesn't say he actually slept with her, so...
Fine,
But I don't really
whatever.
know. Yeah, I can't tell you. I'll have to see if this comes up again. But okay. So yeah, so he meets her out in the hallway, and it's like the only time they get to kind of hang out and not be in that weird relationship.
Yeah. I just want to say that he doesn't say they sleep together, but he does say that they got very close.
He did say
It's
that.
not just blushing. He's like, we got my really close friend or whatever. Or I got really close with the wing leader last year. Just saying. Little hypocrite.
Amber.
Yeah, that's a good poll. I don't even remember her name.
Yeah. Well, how do you know she doesn't come up again then if you didn't remember her name? No, I'm joking.
Because it would be obvious. Dane would be like, oh, Amber. That girl.
Okay, cool. So, yeah. There he is. He's like wondering why she's getting up early, and she says she has her reasons because we know what those reasons are.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yep. Poisoning food.
Yep. And then guess who pops out of another door? Rhiannon and Tara, the girl she met at the courtyard that first day.
Yes. I actually couldn't believe that I didn't call. Usually I'm pretty good. Like when we name characters, I'm like, that one's going to be important. Like that one's going to be relevant. Okay, that one's just a name so that characters have names and we're world building. And Tara just slipped right by. I thought nothing of her.
Yeah.
So I was
I
like,
noticed
oh,
that.
Tara. Here she is. She's going to be important.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if nothing else, Rhiannon likes her.
Yeah, and Rhiannon's
Obviously.
Violet's best friend. So in a way, important.
Exactly. And I love how Dane is sort of like wanting to like lecture here, but he's kind of like, whatever, okay, just, get going, whatever. He doesn't know what to do with it. And then he makes a note about monitoring the sex lives of the first year was not what I had in mind.
Yeah, but
I mean, come on.
he even says here, like, oh, come on, like, you weren't a first year yourself last year. And then he lifts his brow in thought and eventually shrugs. Fair point. But, like, he doesn't seem to be denying the fact that he was also sleeping with people in his first year. So,
I mean, you do kind of get that idea, for sure.
Yeah.
Then a little flirtation goes on here. She's like, why Dane Atos? Are you asking me about my sex life? And he's like, I mean, is there a sex life to ask about?
He's a little jealous man.
And she's just like, none of your business.
I love her just, like, not telling him, though.
Yeah. I mean, like, nothing's happening, and she's still like, none of your business.
Yeah. She's like, gotta keep it mysterious.
I
mean, really think that, like, this good boy act, I mean, I made a note, like, chapter 1, we hadn't even met him yet. I was like, Dane, our good boy. Xaden, our bad boy. Like, the good boy act is already on my nerves. I'm just like, no one cares. No one cares.
Stop being the one person who's following the rules so perfectly. Like, it would be different if this was something that we, maybe was more admirable, but like at this point it's not.
Not in this place.
No, not in this place. This is the place that they literally say, wears whatever they like their what's it called? Uniform. They alter it, their hair, they alter it. They're not infantry. Maybe Dane should have been in the infantry. You know what I mean? He feels like he'd fit in more in there. But anyways. Okay, good. So yeah, they're talking and he brings up challenges and he's like, kind of worried and, I think he brings up Jack and like watch out and stuff like that. But this is where she mentions that last night, so this is the night before the challenges, Oren Seifert's name was posted next to hers.
Right. So posted, I got the idea from the book from Brennan that, like, if she could find herself in the right spot at the right time, she could, like, overhear discussions. I didn't realize it's like, go find this list, which makes it a lot easier. It makes a lot more sense that the focus is, like, on the poison, because I did make a prediction at the end of last chapter, because you kind of asked me, what do you think her plan is? How do you think she's going to do this? And I was thinking that a lot of the focus was going to be on sneaking around, like, going through these secret passages and, like, eavesdropping on these wing leaders and stuff. But no, like, if there's just a list somewhere, yeah. I'm like, oh, that's really easy.
That part's easy.
That part's easy. That makes sense why we have this whole other thing going on. I just didn't realize it was like a physical list she could find, which is way easier.
I think it's interesting, though, that he mentions this as like an advantage where for her, it is because she can use poison and know who to poison, sure. But for anyone else, you would need at least a couple days so you can like look at the person, find out what their weaknesses are. The night before is not going to do much to give you an advantage if you know who the person is.
You kill them in their sleep.
Hey,
but it does seem like if the person's unavailable to fight you, you just fight someone else.
Yeah. So how does that help at all, right?
Doesn't seem to.
Yeah, well, she seems to know something about him. So that's something. She says he has tolerable knife skills, but one hell of a punch. So
it does seem like if Mira was giving these instructions right to Violet, it would make more sense because she knows how smart she is and that this could give her advantage. But for Brennan to give this information to Mira, what did he expect her to do with it? And what did she do with it?
Right. I don't know. It's very interesting.
It's a good point. I didn't even really think about that.
I didn't either until right now. So, hey. Okay, good. So, yeah, she's literally like, I get that you don't want to see me hurt, but then just don't watch because, I'm going to get challenged. Yeah, I'm going to get challenged. I'm going to get hurt. It's like going to happen.
Yeah.
And then he gives this great advice about staying low and not, like basically not pushing Jack Barlow. And she literally says in her head, the advice is so different from Xaden's throw a few daggers at his head approach.
Yep, which is the better advice. This is like exactly, I was just like, this is the exact thing that I already predicted.
Between the two guys?
What she would end up liking more about Xaden is that he, like, does believe in her strength and does see that she can hold her own. To a degree. I mean, she's still weaker than most of the people there and stuff, and that's just a fact. But, like, Dane's act, I think, is gonna get old the better she gets. She's gonna be more and more annoyed. Like, I'm fine. Like, leave, stop.
Well, it's like, who would you rather have on your side? The one who's like, wow, you're such a badass, you can do this, or the one that's like, I'm going to put you in a little bow or, wrap you in.
ACOTAR all over again.
It is. Oh, no. Oh, okay. All right. So we just end this scene with her, like, she's basically at the serving line. You realize that she's the one serving and she can use this little white powder that she mentions is undetectable to sprinkle on his eggs.
Yep. I was so excited. I was pumped. I was like, let's go.
Like, let's poison people. Right.
Well, this is her only chance. She's doing a great job. And later, I don't think I actually noted it, but she does say, like, I don't think this is cheating. I don't feel bad for this because it's not. She's using her particular strengths, just like everyone else uses their particular strengths.
I mean, it's true. As long as she's, I mean, so I'm saying long she doesn't kill him, but I mean, people are dying all the time. But I mean, in a way, like she is just making them uncomfortable, you know?
Yeah, she
It's not
really
the end of the
has no
world.
intention to kill any of them, so
Yeah.
she's fine.
Okay, good. So now they find themselves in Professor Kaori's class. Yeah, so this is whatever class this is. It's about dragons, and you find out that Professor Kaori is an illusionist. So it's so cool. He can project what he sees in his mind. So he must have a really good mind too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got to be smart, right?
Yeah, I wonder if he automatically was good at basically we do learn that these powers come from the specific bond between the dragon and the human or the writer. And
Right,
it's unique. Like one dragon would give five different humans five different signets, right? So
right.
anyways, I wonder if this guy was always very good at like paying
Deep,
close attention to details. Or if he's just has to now, you know?
interesting. I feel like it's going to have something to do with something with him. Kind of like, like Harry Potter again, like, you have what you value and puts you in whatever houses. Like, there's something about these signets that have something to do with what a person values or something like that, right? I don't know if
feel
it
like
says that somewhere or says that later and I just said something, but whatever. It does seem like it has to do with the person. I don't know.
I mean, it does say that in a way. It says it is unique to each pair of bonded,
Yeah.
right? Like it will be different based on them, which means it's not just the dragon, it's part of the writer too. And I think when we see Violet's signets, we'll get a better idea since we've been in her head this whole time and we know what she's like. We'll see like, oh, those totally fit well with her.
Right, exactly.
Or be like, what was that? Probably not that one though.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he's teaching them about the dragons because he wants them to know which dragons to approach and which to run from when they do their threshing, right?
Yep. Earlier I mentioned that not Roderick,
Riddick.
is annoying. But he also seems to be the class clown. We know when he's not saying really stupid things. I guess everyone finds him funny. So it's nice to have a class clown. But also he says that like, oh, if you see a dragon like that, you should just run.
Yeah.
Basically, I think that is when we bring up Sigale. But I'm like, aren't we not supposed to run from any dragons? Like, didn't we learn not to run from any dragons? That seems dumb. You can't outrun a dragon. But anyways.
Yeah, but I just realized that was farther than I meant to talk about. I mean, Sigale is later on, but still, she's so ruthless that they're saying that's your best chance at that point.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not the right
back
thing,
away
but
slowly.
yeah.
But fine. I feel like running sets them off.
Yeah. But they do seem to have like each dragon has its own kind of unique characteristics. And like, there's like a way to approach a brown dragon. There's a way to, do this or the way to do that, which is very fascinating.
It's very How to Train Your Dragon, I mean, they learn like how to keep each dragon like happy and whatever, like some of them like chin scratches, or maybe they all liked chin scratches. But either way, they all had something more unique to them, and that seems like what they've learned here.
Yeah, for sure. We do find out here the dragons only talk to their bonded riders.
Yes, so I was right about that. Yay.
Yay, exactly. And they're not telling them why less and less are bonding. So there is this datum that it's so funny because Violet knows the exact number. She's like, that's 37 fewer than last year. Like, she's just so smart.
And then what, 36 fewer?
26 fewer the year before. So yeah, so there's less and less dragons bonding, which they just make a note that it's like, that we need them to bond in order to defend Navarre, so it seems like a weird thing. And also they're not sure here if the problems with the wards have anything to do with that, so there's definitely some worry.
Obviously
you'd think so,
because
right?
They literally said that the only reason they bond with humans is because it helps protect their land, otherwise they would just kill us all. Also, less of them are bonding and the wards are feeling. I'm like, okay. Seems like the easiest puzzle pieces ever to go together, but it's fine.
Definitely points to that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then now we get to Sigale, and it's just like, it's kind of an interesting, description about her and how ruthless she is. And I mean, we already know that her writer is ruthless, so it's obviously a great match. But it does say she bonded the relative of one of her previous writers, which you all know is typically forbidden, but she does whatever she wants.
Right. And I was like, ooh, is it his father? Or is it just like another cousin? But how this book is written, I feel like it's not gonna just be like, I don't know, some uncle of his or something. I feel like this dragon totally used to be bonded with his father specifically, because that would make it really, like, spicy.
Spicy.
So we'll see, but I
We
hope that's what
will.
it is. Like the great betrayer's dragon then bonded with his son. Of course people are like terrified of him.
Right. I mean, that would definitely make it that way. Anyways, yeah, so Riddick is still giving his little class clown approach here because like don't approach them, just run. He says just run, But that's actually the right answer here. So it's like, yeah, just run.
Yeah. Apparently so.
Apparently so. She also makes a note here that it's no wonder Xaden can wield shadows because it's like such a powerful dragon. Obviously, the more powerful the dragon, the more powerful the signet. And then she has a cute little line, I shoved the kernel of warmth that thought gives me away. Oh, because she's thinking about how he let her live. And she's like, I shoved that warm thought away because she doesn't want to think nicely of him.
I'm like, here we go. She's already, like, she can't even help herself. It's just happening.
Exactly. Although she does say right afterwards, probably just to screw with you, a monster playing with his prey.
Yeah, that's just what she's telling herself.
I know. They start talking about a black dragon. It says this is the only time you'll ever see him, which is, they're not even seeing him, they're just seeing a projection of him. And that he's the only other black dragon besides General Melgrins.
This is going to be one of her dragons. This is my prediction. This is my highlighted prediction.
Nice.
I'm very confident in this.
Nice.
I really hope so, at least.
Jack definitely wants the dragon.
Yeah.
Oh,
it could be Jack's, but I really hope it's hers. It'd be so great.
Yeah. It's a Morningstar tail. I did look up So you notice that there's like a dagger tail. There's like a club tail. So a Morningstar is a spiked club.
Oh,
so and it makes sense because it says he has the same bludgeoning power of a club tail, but those spikes will eviscerate a person, just like a dagger tail. So that means it's like it's got the club end with spikes sticking out of it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they just like what just go on and on about this dragon.
This is why I'm like
smartest, the rarest.
I mean, this is why I said this. It's not just like the second the dragon showed up, I was like, it's gonna be hers. It's like the more they just went on and on about this dragon, I'm like, okay, like we're really setting this up to be her dragon.
Just most cunning, no outsmarting. This one's a little over 100, makes him about middle-aged. And then it mentions that if it's not for him, we would probably have lost during the Tirish Rebellion. Which
right.
I actually didn't notice before.
Yes. The way that this was written here, it gave me like this feeling like I was missing something. And then you really quickly just see it's because this dragon tried to save her brother. Which gives me even more of a feeling that it's gonna bond with her. But definitely the way that the professor was talking to her, I was like, what am I missing? What am I missing? Like, I felt like it should have been obvious what I was missing, but I guess I just didn't put the pieces together that it was her brother who was the one that was saved. Well, not saved. I keep on saying that. Attempted to be saved by this dragon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're saying that he's not agreed to bond since his only rider was killed in the uprising. And then he brings up the previous writer, Neolin, and they said it was siphoning. Sorry, I'm blank on how to pronounce that.
I think it's siphoning.
Absorbing the power from other sources and being able to redistribute it or whatever.
That's a really common power in these in these type of fantasy things where people have unique powers to them. That's always a really powerful one that comes up. I see it a lot in anime. Even in Percy Jackson, that's kind of Reyna, except for she's not taking it from other people. But like being able to lend strength or being able to take powers from other people and use them as your own, those two things are both really common. And he had like both of them.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then this is where he says that he basically died because he tried to use that power to revive a fallen rider, which didn't work because there's no signet capable of resurrection, and it depleted him so much. So that gives you the idea that you can get depleted.
Yep, you can overdo your
burned
powers.
Out. Yeah, get burned out. And then he's looking at Violet and her, something in her chest shifts. And she's like, obviously has a problem with this, right? Because you find out later it was her brother.
Right. Yeah, those are the lines I was talking about there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, we get a little bit more of this timeline, kind of, because it said this happened 5 years ago. So we know that the war must have ended around 5 years ago. Maybe. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess there's no real proof, but it just gave me that idea. We know that at least Brennan died 5 years ago, and it seemed like if this dragon helped them win the war, but then this dragon's rider died
It
when
does make
Brennan died, it seemed like that was right
yeah,
at the end of the war.
for sure. And if that 5 years ago, that means Zayden was 15. No, because he's now what, 23?
23.
So yeah, so he was already 18. Yeah. Okay.
And this is what I'm talking about. Like, so, okay, these older teens, maybe it does make sense for them to be punished more. They probably had a lot more involvement in it, or at least the just whatever mindset that these people had, whatever the reason of their revolting.
Right. They grew
But
up in that, basically.
yeah, but like
yeah.
the younger and younger you go, it just seems stupid. Oh,
Totally. So she's talking to Professor Carey after the class, and they kind of bring up this subject about how being a Sorrengail is not really doing any favors in the college. Like she's actually being like attacked and stuff. But he does mention that outside of college, when she's graduated, that she's actually it's gonna open doors for her.
yeah. But not always for the right reasons, particularly. It's more just people are scared of her mom or wanting to please her mom or stuff like that. But it definitely will be a different. I really feel like this is just setting up, like, okay, there's still going to be challenges for her to face when she gets out of here, because that's going to happen soon, probably. She's going to get called into service, because she has two dragons. So I think it's just like being like, there's going to be new and different challenges for her to face. Like, who can she trust if everyone's being just overly nice to her? Or are they going to all try to be like, oh no, don't fight. We don't want anything to happen to you. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Or are they all going to hate her somehow still? Doesn't seem like it. It really seems like this is setting up like some book two antics.
Yeah. Well, he seems like a cool guy. Professor Carey here. He's like mentions that Brennan was spectacular and Mira was like shrewd and gifted. But then he like specifically says that she's smarter than both of them.
Yep. And not only that, talks about how there's different types of strength. Not all strength is physical. And I'm like, he's so right. She's about to prove that so hard right here.
Right. He obviously knows dragons. Like he's obviously very knowledgeable in this area. And so he's saying about the dragons, because she's worried about threshing. He's saying that they choose for reasons they don't see fit to share with us. So he's like saying it doesn't have to be
It's not
physical.
just, yeah, because it's not, yeah. They choose strength and shrewdness. Not all strength is physical. He just doesn't even know how right he is when she gets two dragons to bond with her. He doesn't even know, like,
I
how
love how
right
this
he
is
is
the
here.
one thing you know about the book series. It's just like
It's the
you're
one thing I know.
exactly. So we actually have talked for a long time and we're running a little bit late. So we're going to stop here. There is a few more sections to this chapter, but for this episode, we're going to end. It'll be just like chapter 8A, and then we'll do the second half of the chapter in the next episode.
I would say that my general closing thoughts on this is just, I really like how we're saying that she's pulling through this in ways that are unique to just her, right? Not like how everyone else is doing it. And oh, it's just so fun to see her gain confidence. I mean, kind of. She's not really gaining confidence, but a little bit, like at least have a plan and feel like she's not going to die every single day.
Exactly. And you knew that the challenging was coming up this same day. How did you feel? Were you excited about it or nervous?
Yeah, I was also nervous, just like her, but I mean, it made it pretty clear what was going to happen. But I really didn't expect how much time to pass in this one chapter. I mean,
Right.
months pass in this chapter. Because it says like this many challenges happen if it's one challenge per week. You know, like I think about 2 months or something passed. So I wasn't expecting that. We really are like, it really seems like it's set up for this book to be about 1 year long, which was kind of a prediction I had before. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, that is the end of this episode. Thanks for listening.
Next episode, we're going to cover chapters 8B, 9, and maybe get into 10. We will see.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how many notes she has, and we'll just play that by ear every week.
Yep, for sure. So join us next time, writers.
Bye.